Team Liquid come back down 48-42 and take this series over OpTic Gaming, giving them their first and only loss of that summer season.
Yeah, that's true. As you take a look, that was when Ace was on the team. Meanwhile, he's been replaced by Spartan. They had a rough go when the first time, or the first series when they picked him up, but they have been nothing short of phenomenal after that. Just ridiculous performance after ridiculous performance. Let's see if they can string it together. A win against OpTic Gaming here would be huge for these guys.
Yeah, and as you can see, the recap of that series here from summer season. Liquid takes the series lead 2-0. OpTic Gaming bounces back, ties it up, sends it to a game number 5. And as you can see, you're about to get a brief little recap of that series. So a lot of close games in that one, especially this True Slayer 48-47. Sub-Zero having huge clutch plays here up towards P3. 49-48. I think that was the first time we saw Liquid take a lead here right at the end of the game.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Liquid, and I'm curious to see who's taller. Is that really up? Because, you know, I think Eco may be the shortest person on the team, but I'm not sure. But I think maybe it could be Sub-Zero. Maybe it's Spartan. So
maybe we'll get some races going in Denver. Maybe we'll get some height challenges going in Denver. And of course, now you're looking at your screen. That is Spartan moving over from Ronin to rejoin his previous squad team, Liquid. Competing since 2009, 7th, 8th at DreamHack Atlanta with Ronin here, and a 1.83 KDA, so nothing to be embarrassed about there.
Spartan, ridiculous player. Question is what are the game types? What are we going to be seeing? Those are the 5. Started off with Plaza Strongholds.
Yeah, Plaza Strongholds, followed by a Rig Slayer, Truth CTF, Eden Strongholds, and should we go the distance, which I certainly hope that we do, Tom, will this series be anything like what we saw in the summer season, or will this be, you know, blowout? And it could really go in either direction.
Yeah, 3 out of the 5 game types we actually saw in the previous series, so very excited to get those ones underway. Plaza Strongholds is a very popular game number 1 in all of the team screens when these guys run through all of the 13 game types, so very familiar playing this one to start off an epic series. Who are your go-to players, Kyle, to watch in this series from both teams? We highlighted Spartan on the side of Team Liquid. Who are you looking out for on OpTic?
For OpTic, for this time around, I'm going to go with Lethal, honestly. He is a lot of pressure on his shoulders, being voted best console player. He's got probably the best resume out of any player ever to come out of Halo. You can make arguments for the GOAT Ogre 2, but as far as total prize money and earnings, it's just not even comparable anymore. And he has been on a spree, whether or not he is on Instinct with the Twins, and whether or not he is on formerly CLG, now OpTic Gaming here. I look for Lethal to step up.
Yeah, Lethal is a great player. I'm looking at Frosty. Frosty is one of those guys that has the ridiculous map movement, is constantly moving around. Snakebite, he's, constantly putting up the stats, but you're looking at Lethal. I'm looking at Frosty. I think that OpTic Gaming is going to take this one in the very similar, series score that Pistola was thinking in a 3-1. Also, beginning strategies. We've been talking about them a lot. I want to see what OpTic Gaming is going to do to start. They send one player down towards driveway, another player down towards yard. Royal 2 gets taken out over there by Eco, and Eco's going to flank down towards bottom middle as well. So Eco contesting 2 strongholds and getting 3 kills off of his initial spawn.
And he picked up that reset bottom center, which I thought for sure was about to be captured there in favor of OpTic Gaming. So Nest goes over to OpTic, Yard goes over here to Team Liquid, and now bottom center somehow goes over to Liquid as well. 3 members of OpTic were down there, but they all got out of the stronghold.
Ouch, that is not what OpTic was looking for. Again, you got to give credit to Eco for really opening things up in the beginning. Stellar, he finds a shotgun kill. Sub-Zero, he's going to take down Snakebite. Do they want to push their advantage here and go for the nest is the question. You can see numerous players from OpTic, they're flooding in from blue to go on over towards the yard. That's the opportunity to say, hey guys, let's give this yard up and let's go on over towards the nest. But they don't have to do that because they already have a player over capturing that area, and now they can contest test this and go for the triple cap. Got to take out Royal 2, and they do. Stellar still with the shotgun. Multiple players going down towards bottom middle. OpTic Gaming still trapped in blue and hotel.
Yeah, kind of a disastrous start now, because we're seeing OpTic Gaming unable to get their footing back in the game. After a triple cap goes over in favor of Liquid, they're coming off spawn here towards blue, and 2 dead. I think 2 have been dead for the last 30 to 45 seconds here of this game. Reset comes in bottom mid, but that was just because a few players touched that as they're moving across towards the nest. Now we see OpTic Gaming. It was a failed yard push, it was a failed nest push, now they're back over to yard before they finally capture one.
Liquid needs to play very tight in this next 20 seconds because Camo's coming up, Kyle. If they're able to secure Camo, they can build on this huge lead that they've already started with here. 43 points and counting. 10 seconds for this camouflage to pop up. Is OpTic Gaming going to go for that, or are they going to try to make their way towards bottom middle? 3 are going to die. Royal 2's the last guy alive. This is all Liquid.
Yeah, we'll see what the rest of this game has in store. So 50 points, game's already halfway over. We just hit 2 minutes and 15 seconds into this game. It has been all Liquid so far.
Man, what a start for Liquid. The reset comes in. Bottom center, very impressive teamwork coming in from these guys. Sub-Zero, he's gonna find a double kill. Frosty and Snakebite, they trade out kills over here. Sub-Zero flies in with the reset and picks off Frosty. That was actually Spartan getting the cleanup overall, but great teamwork again coming in across the map. Nest under contention. It looks like OpTic Gaming is gonna take this one for free. While that's happening, Team Liquid is gonna be going for the yard, so it's gonna be a trade. OpTic doesn't even get a point on the board throughout all of that.
Yeah, amazing. 62-point run here from this Liquid squad, opening up this game number 1 here of series number 2. Double kill comes out for Lethal, but that's not going to be enough. They need to get a lot more kills and be staying alive here. Finally, we might see OpTic put their first points on the board. Spartans contesting that hill momentarily. Takes 3 members to secure this here for OpTic Gaming. We'll see if they're even going to be able to hold it.
The thing is, Kyle, is they traded bottom middle for Nest right there. So while it looked great for OpTic Gaming, they didn't realize that a priority stronghold was being taken right from behind them. So now they're going to try to answer with yard here, and they're able to do so. So this is the first setup that we're seeing being held from OpTic Gaming. The question is how long can they hold this? There is not much room for error here.
Yeah, and Liquid, they are just gelling so well here right now. Royal 2, he's finally found himself this shotgun. We saw Stellar pick up multiple kills with it here so far, opening this one up 73-8, and already this is OpTic Gaming essentially grabbing time 2 separate occasions, 1 second and then 7 seconds. And what we saw from Liquid was 75 unanswered seconds.
Problem is Camo's coming up here again for OpTic Gaming. Can they get it? Last time, Liquid had complete control while it happened. Liquid still is adding pressure on the map. Now the rotation comes in for the camouflage. Snakebite is going to grab it. That's huge. 740 for OpTic Gaming. They have to keep track of that. 540 is the next one. The game's not going to last that long if Team Liquid's going to be able to control a setup here. So OpTic Gaming have to play this not flawlessly, but near flawless.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot to, or a big mountain to overcome to get back into this one as we move over here with Frosty. This is the player Tommy pointed out that's going to have to go clutch to win and secure this series, but he is just getting shut down right now. Really, all of OpTic is. You see Spartan in a 1v1 battle, comes out way ahead, picks up yet another kill onto Lethal here, and then just putting down damage, staying alive and waiting for his teammates' help.
Nice thrust back coming in from Spartan. Can he land the shots? He does. Good teamwork again coming in from Stellar. Liquid, they capture bottom middle, and now Spartan, he's just going to keep his shields, rotate on over towards the yard, wait for more information, and decide what he wants to do. Looks like he wants to bait bottom middle from that driveway area. Somehow is able to live with Frosty and Lethal, both shooting him Royal 2. He's going to answer one onto Sub-Zero. Stellar, he's going to clean up the player that was over towards the market. That was Lethal. And now 2-on-2 situation that goes in the favor of Team Liquid. Frosty was the last guy alive temporarily. You could see him crouching down towards the marketplace. Liquid, their communication is on point, Kyle. You're not seeing any no-shield guys get away. Typically, OpTic Gaming, they're going to maneuver around the map and run around, doing whatever they want. But anytime you switch to one of their points of view, they're getting shot from numerous players of Team Liquid.
Yeah, so bottom mid finally going over here to OpTic. So yard and wow, no, it's OpTic Gaming looking at a triple cap here. So this is exactly what they need to get back in this one. The double cap scenarios weren't working out for them very well. We'll see if this triple cap can catch Liquid off guard at all.
Just got to hold this if you're Royal 2, but Eco comes in with the flank. Lethal, he's going to drop and get the reset down towards bottom middle. Remember, Kyle, 540 is when that camo is popping up. That's why Eco's sitting there. That's why Lethal was throwing that grenade. Eco grabbing that camouflage, but Frosty coming in with the cleanup. Triple cap still in effect. Like you said, Kyle, this is what they needed from OpTic Gaming, and they're starting to do it.
They really are starting to do it. Finally, Team Liquid able to stop some of the bleeding, and what was a complete blowout to start is now turning into quite a close game. OpTic Gaming wisely backing up. As Snakebite gets taken out, they lose the numbers advantage, and they need to make sure they cannot afford any mistakes. You make one error here against this Team Liquid squad, and with 87 points already on the board, this game is over.
Ooh, Spartan not able to get the trade right there. Snakebite gonna come in and force the yard action. Sub-Zero, he's gonna rotate towards bottom middle, but he's doing it by himself right now. He actually has a player down to his right, excuse me, that's gonna be Stellar helping him out. They're gonna drop Lethal, another player gonna drop down towards bottom middle, but 3 members of OpTic Gaming versus 2 members of Team Liquid who are weak is not gonna work out in Team Liquid's favor. I'm curious to see what the play is for Team Liquid, because if Spartan was able to get that kill onto Snakebite, he would have been able to rotate and help towards bottom middle, and that could have been a completely different story. They're not winning these close 50-50s like they were earlier in the game.
Sub-Zero tries to catch Royal 2 off guards and loses a crucial 1v1. Nice job thrusting backwards, getting the melee off by Royal 2 and securing that kill. So Liquid able to get a couple points on the board, but almost gave up another triple cap here to OpTic. Looks like it was Frosty, got maybe a little bit overly aggressive. So OpTic, they've got to be extremely careful right now because bottom mid is being focused by Liquid once again.
I think they're going to drop on that right at the last second, though. You can see Snakebite, he's falling in there. It's going to be 2 kills going on over to OpTic. They get the reset bottom middle as well. They were just baiting Team Liquid to come into that one, and now Yard still is available for OpTic if they want to go for it, but it's only one more solid push for Team Liquid. All they have to do is bait this bottom middle area one more time. That seems to be where they're going on the player outlines. Eco's going to find a kill onto Frosty. Stellar has the shotgun. Bottom middle is being contested. Lethal, can he get his body in there to try to stop it? I'm not sure if he's going to even have to. Royal 2 finds a double kill. Another rotation coming in over towards the yard. That is going to be game number 1 going on over to OpTic Gaming. What a comeback.
Wow, that was absolutely ridiculous. I thought that game looked over once we saw, I want to say 75-0 lead, and then OpTic Gaming, their first time getting any points on the board was just 1 second, followed up by another spree of 7 seconds. So that is just completely absurd that the last 3 minutes of that game, it was all OpTic Gaming and Liquid not really able to do anything.
You can't count OpTic Gaming out, and you can't count any of these top teams out when it comes to strongholds. We've seen ridiculous comebacks. We saw it in the Legendary Cup with the 86-0 comeback. We just saw it right here. OpTic Gaming taking down Liquid. Look at those assists coming out. That is just so impressive from OpTic, because we were talking about it before, how many times you would switch to their point of view and they were getting double teamed by Liquid, but they got the triple cap in effect, and triple cap is OpTic Gaming's bread and butter. They executed it, and they executed it very well. Just look at that score.
Yeah, 78-20 at one point on that board. So Liquid, that is a kind of game that can really get in the teams and the players' head and affect them for the rest of the series.
Can't let that get to you, though. No doubt about it. It could. It's there to get frustrated over, but that's one of those games where it's a bait game, pretty much. OpTic Gaming, they took it, they stole the game towards the end. That's just, you know, they're baiting you into getting frustrated, pretty much is what it is. They weren't throwing that in the beginning of the game, don't get me wrong, but that's what great teams do to you. They steal games that they possibly could have lost, and they take it away from Liquid, and they go up 1-0 in the series. We're going to say that Liquid, that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to come out hot against OpTic Gaming, but could they get demoralized? Maybe. Should they? Definitely not.
No, absolutely. That's a really good point to bring up as well. But what we saw when Liquid did defeat OpTic Gaming was a 2-0 series lead and then close it out just barely a 50-48 game number 5. So now they're starting off this series down 0-1 already. It is a little nerve-wracking for them, and they're definitely going to have to make sure they don't allow it to affect their mindset.
Very solid triple cap coming in from OpTic Gaming. Again, you saw Liquid with the triple cap, but at the end of the game, another thing that we saw happen in the previous series is when it comes down to that very final second, if the team needs to go down towards the bottom stronghold, you can either bait that stronghold or push on over towards the next stronghold. And they did both. They went and Royal 2 cleared out bottom middle, and then you saw Lethal go in there and rotate on over towards the yard. I believe it was with Snakebite. So that was just perfect execution at the end of the game by OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, they recognized the situation they found themselves in. They knew they could not give up any more mistakes. They executed very well on 1 or 2 separate triple cap occasions. And then at the very end of the game, when Liquid was over flooding, just putting all their resources into bottom mid, you saw OpTic Gaming, like you pointed out, work on that rotation, which, you know, they have to pull players back to try and contest. Did not work out for them, and we are seeing a 1-0 lead. Now, we did have a player go ahead and lag out of this game, so we will be looking at a full restart here once again. And like Tom, you've pointed out before, when this happens, no beginning strats were given away. Nothing is really being affected that much here as far as this replay goes, and it is going to be Rig Slayer.
Yeah, good thing that, again, nobody was able to show what their beginning strategies were. And I'm, again, so happy that Pistola talked about it. Coming from the red side right now, OpTic Gaming, they have the red side in Rig. OpTic Gaming has been playing red for a majority of their Halo 5, I guess you could say, careers, right? And that means that they're going to have the advantage in the beginning of this game. Liquid, they have to focus on getting that camouflage guy. How do you do that? You shoot it down, you chuck grenades, or you just go and try to burn that one. Meanwhile, they have to add pressure over towards Nest Bridge and make sure that no one's flying over there from top engine to get a free sniper rifle. So let's see. Starting this one off with Spartan. Does he shoot it down? He does. Are they going to grenade and bait it? He does as well. Great start here. Just needs to make sure that he takes out Snakebite, who does grab that one. The grenade projectile is going to show where Snakebite is. Will Spartan realize that that's the camo guy?
Ooh, and Snakebite, great job. Does stay alive and picks up a trade with a reversal to Spartan. That was extremely clutch, considering how close he was to just dying, 1 to the camo guy and 2 getting picked up at that disadvantage 1v1.
Frosty, he's going to get the sniper rifle. Meanwhile, Sub-Zero actually lost the sniper rifle throughout, or lost the scatter shot throughout all of that. Meanwhile, Frosty drops the sniper rifle. Royal 2 coming around with the flank, going for the back smack, is going to hit the shoulder on that player. That player does not come back with the melee, though. That's all that Royal 2 needed to do was keep his shields, and he does that. Nice jump right there to make his way on over towards top tower, now looking for some more damage, but a grenade does come in. You can see OpTic Gaming, they have the height advantage, and they know these players are spawning over there. Frosty with the huge double kill is going to be able to put these guys in a 2-on-3 scenario, and now Royal 2, the best sniper on his team, is going to walk away with the weapon.
Best sniper on his team, arguably the best sniper in the entire game, and we were talking about.
Are you offended by that? Are you offended by just saying that he's the best sniper on his team? Sound like you want Royal 2 to go off here.
Oh, I just want to emphasize how ridiculous this guy is, because not only is he the best on his team, you probably got the 2nd best sniper in the world on his team as well. So Royal 2 just being an extremely talented player.
We got to bring back the Pro Player Choice Awards. I want to know what the pros think, who their top 3 sniper rifle players are, because Snipe Down, his performance in that previous series, you got to put him up there. But then again, there's so many talented players here in the HCS, it's really, really hard to choose. I think we got to leave it to the players to pick those ones.
Yeah, but we are looking at this game all tied up. A little bit of an early lead for OpTic Gaming gets answered right back here for Team Liquid. 12-12. Player hiding bottom tower 1. That's going to be stellar here. New Cambo also getting ready to pop, so you want to see OpTic Gaming definitely maintain control over here towards the engine and over towards tower 2. But as I say that, 2 members go down, and the new spawners here for OpTic coming off Carbine side.
What a collapse in the middle of the map right there from Team Liquid. Spartan, he's going to get that camouflage, so curious to see what he's going to be able to do with that one. Looks like he's going to actually push on to Royal 2, who dropped right there. So very aggressive team play coming in from Team Liquid. But the big key here is finding a weapon for Spartan, or at least using this camouflage to find the weapons and get control of the map right now. They clear out one side of the map, they have staggered spawn and OpTic Gaming split, so now they start to collapse on over towards the bunker area. 3 dead for OpTic Gaming. what a response to the Game 1 loss from Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, this was tied up 12-12, and since then, it's been 11-3 as far as total kills go in the last minute and a half or so with that new sniper rifle spotting. So as we can see, this is Eco on your screen. He's grabbed a couple kills already in this rotation, but pushes a little bit too aggressively, gets double teamed, and now 2 dead for Liquid. This is going to open up the board for the sniper rifle to go back over to OpTic.
Unfortunate grenade right there is going to slow Snakebite down just a little bit. Another pre-grenade is going to show hit markers on where he's at. He doesn't realize it, but 2 people are located over towards top engine. Spartan coming in there with the assassination. That's a good start to get the weapons out of Snakebite's hand, but you got to get the sniper rifle out of this guy, and that's Frosty right now. Only 2 bullets left, but that could spell 2 kills.
All right, so 19-24, and now that Frosty has the sniper rifle in his hands, and Liquid is recognizing that fact. You are seeing this slow down quite a bit. Now Sub-Zero, he's getting ready to peek around this wall, sparring wisely, crouching as he walks along here. And you can see just how careful Liquid and how much respect they are giving over here to OpTic.
X-ray vision is something Frosty does not have. Fortunately, we do have these player outlines. He doesn't realize that the players are collapsing. It's Sub-Zero coming in with the kill. Eco there to help as well, and they drop Royal 2. Royal 2 able to get that trade right there. But now you're going to see Sniper Rifle going on over to Sub-Zero's hands with the camo coming up. A lot of commotion happening, so I'm going to go through and scroll and see if anyone was able to pick up that camouflage. I think it could still be on the map.
Yeah, we'll take a look here. It looks like if it was taken out immediately. So go ahead and mark that up to a burnt camo here in that odd 7-minute respawn here. Sub-Zero still with this sniper was able to rotate it from Carbine side back over here to tower. Now it's back to a 6-kill lead. So Liquid, maintaining a little cushion, but nothing that they can feel safe about here quite yet, because we've already seen a much larger lead get shut down.
Have to be careful here if you're Team Liquid, because like we said, saw what happened in the previous game. A prediction nade from Royal 2. Wow, like you said, Kyle, ridiculous prediction.
Yeah, he's got an ace in the hole there with that grenade. He completely predicts what they're going to do with that sniper rifle and then puts it off the map on respawn.
Back-to-back kills going in for OpTic Gaming. Now Liquid going to answer with a couple of their own. It's a 4-kill lead over here. Got to control bunker area right now if you're Liquid and just wait for these players from OpTic to make their push. They have control right now. Whitehall is an area of contention right now, so Frosty's going to rotate on over there. Eco's holding this with the scatter shot. I love the positioning for Eco right now. He was the furthest pushed up on his team, but somehow they don't collapse on Frosty. That should have been a trade and keeping the player alive on their team, unfortunately, for Team Liquid. That could be a little opening right now for OpTic Gaming. If they can find that scatter shot off the dead body, I'm not sure how many bullets were there. It looks like that's a full scatter shot. Snakebite, could do work with that one. Wait, no, empty scatter shot.
Yeah,
and
Eco, he gets punished for turning that scatter shot over, as he's the one that died with it in Whitehall just a moment ago. Snakebite picked up 2 kills, gets taken out. Frosty, he's got a sniper in his back pocket, so we'll see what he's able to do here. That is going to be the fresh sniper. Down by 4, new camo getting ready to spawn any second, and now we're seeing OpTic Gaming set up at that tower and engine 2, like we discussed, to try to secure this camo.
Everybody's setting up and posturing around the middle of the map, having to get that power up. It's a 5-kill game, still anybody's for the taking. You see Sub-Zero rotating on over there. A couple of body shots coming in from Frosty. Royal 2 is going to clean that one up. A headshot coming in right there onto Spartan, looking for the clip, finds the double, challenging immediately for the triple. Very surprising to see him go for that one, but it looks like he wants to make the montage.
Yeah, I love this out of him. Go for it, Frosty. I like what you're doing here. Keep it up. Down by only 2 kills now, and the scatter shot has found its way into OpTic Gaming's hands. So this is going to be a repeat of game number 1, it looks like. Just a healthy, solid lead by Liquid all game. At the very end, starts going over to OpTic's favor.
Frosty still with plenty of ammo to make this comeback happen. Needs to start landing headshots, though. He did have that miraculous one over towards top engine, but now the flood's starting to come in. You can see he's no shield, starting to waste that ammo, not able to land any of the no-scopes. OpTic Gaming gets cleared out of the bunker. Team Liquid taking advantage of the map.
Yeah, and that is one of the downsides of having that sniper rifle player over towards bunker. There's nowhere to rotate with it to escape. It would have been nice if he was able to get that off the map, but scatter shot player and Sub-Zero here says no. Back up to 7 kills. You can see Sub-Zero gets taken no shields. The hit markers will pop up, and nobody from OpTic in position to clean up any of those kills. Let's move over here. I want to find Spartan and see if he's able to connect with these last 2 shots in the sniper rifle.
You have to connect on the head, and that's what he does right there. Headshot onto Snakebite, keeping his teammates alive. Can't afford to trade kills even against OpTic Gaming after that miraculous Game 1 comeback, but it looks like Team Liquid's going to be able to secure it up here, and that's it. Sub-Zero landing that scatter shot. 50-39 seems to be a very popular score tonight.
Yeah, we got a theme going on here too. That's our third Slayer of the day and our third 50-39 game. So that's kind of interesting to see. I wonder, it's got to be something to do with the power weapon control and how these teams are able to set up. So we'll take a look at the stats here in a moment and find out how this game broke down. But there's some interesting ones to point out here, Tom. Sub-Zero, 15-7. So
with 11 assists, too.
Yeah, exactly. Stepping up for his team. And on the opposite end, the player I said we needed to see step up in Lethal, 6-17. So not his strongest performance.
Definitely not his strongest performance. -11 overall with 12 assists.
By 11.
Yeah, well, 9, sorry. So the thing is with Lethal, he was not in good positions that game, and that's because Team Liquid, again, had great teamwork in good positions that they were holding. And white corner is the spot that you have to constantly lock down. You didn't see them in that area enough. Eco was locking it down with the scatter shot. That is such an important spot to mark down because you can rotate Carbine, you can rotate on over towards Bunker, you can control the camouflage over and over again. And you didn't see OpTic Gaming there enough. And yeah, Snakebite's there temporarily, but they're eventually going to drop him. And here was the big key of the game. Huge double kill from Frosty. He thrusts out to the opposite side. The player didn't challenge there. He came from around the back area. And then eventually they got the numbers advantage. They cleared out that area. They grabbed the sniper rifle off of his dead body, and they run away with the rest of the game. Sub-Zero with that big performance. Now Liquid, they're in a great position because how well they played game number 1, they executed flawlessly in game number 2, 50-39. OpTic Gaming, they're looking strong today, but when we're talking about Liquid being able to hang, when we're talking about Envy being there, when we're talking about Splice being there, I don't think we've ever seen a point in time, and not just off of this game win by game 2 victory by Liquid. I'm just talking about in general. Have we ever seen the teams lessen the gap more with Team Liquid? They have definitely caught up overall.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the beginning, and even going back to Halo World Championships 2016, you had Royal 2 playing under Royal 2.5 million. That's how confident these guys were that they were going to come out and take that win. They were the #1 team. And the discussion was everyone else is playing for second place. That is not the case anymore. Our top 4 teams are all on par with OpTic Gaming now. And we'll see exactly how this game plays out. We are into it with Frosty to see if OpTic Gaming can answer back after this loss and take a series lead.
Frosty's trying to land the shots onto Eco, but Eco is dodging everything, able to get that kill, but trade it out. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter too much, but looks like Liquid again with a couple of slays flying in there. Very aggressive in CTF Truth. That's what you like to see coming in from these teams. Not sure what happened on over towards the pink side of the map, but it doesn't look like the camouflage was picked up overall. So you got to give advantage on over to Liquid based on the top center control and the pink control that they have right now. They're starting to fly in and running this flag car side. Snakebite, big kill right there. Interesting challenge from Sub-Zero. It works out for him, and now they're running the flag towards the opposite side of the map. What a heads-up play from Sub-Zero. You can't give enough credit for that. Any other player could have ran that flag towards the car side, toss it towards bottom center, maybe even finish the kill besides running the objective. He did both. What a play.
Yeah, and to recognize the fact, the reason he made that decision, nobody from Team Liquid was blocking Bubble. They knew with them being inside of Red 2, those spawns were going to happen in that bubble. It would have been a guaranteed stop. So the fact he was able to get into the attic, take it out B-side, that is why they are in the lead right now.
Another flag is being pulled, though, this time on the OpTic Gaming side, and it's already fairly far, Kyle. It's down towards pink 1. And you can see that they have 3 players on the player outlines for Team Liquid on top of the base. They are setting up and playing defense here. They're giving that flag capture up to say, okay, OpTic Gaming, good job on that one. You answered after our first flag capture, but Kyle, how fast-paced has this been? 2 minutes into the game, and we already have 2 flag captures.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a repeat of that first series we saw. Just so much talent here between these 8 members on the team. And of course, shout out to the coaches for both these squads as well, focusing on these timing here. And as I say that, we got that new camo getting ready to pop. 2 two dead for OpTic, and they have pink side on lockdown. Look to see this camo go over to Team Liquid.
Spartan, he's going to grab it right at 947. Still weak, though, so has to keep his shields, and he does so. Snakebite trying to pop him down and keep him weak. Lethal is going to find a perfect kill onto Sub-Zero, but has to keep his shield staying top center. Doesn't realize that Spartan's rotated over towards P3 with that camouflage. Snakebite hasn't realized it either. The assassination doesn't land. The melee does, however. Perfect kill coming in from Eco. Spartan going to take out Snakebite as well. Liquid has to keep this camo player alive if they can. They can rotate in for a capture, but Lethal flies out with the double kill. That should be able to secure pink control just temporarily, as Team Liquid's still adding pressure inside the OpTic Gaming base. They have to fall back and clear that player out before they go and start going on the offensive.
Oh, but they're doing a great job at clearing those players out and staying alive. Snakebite almost gets taken out by the player. That's Eco here over towards the bubble. Big battle happening. Eco comes ahead, another perfect kill. We highlighted that a lot in that Splice NV series, the amount of perfects you see for these players. All four members of Liquid over in OpTic Gaming space, rotating that flag out Carbine side. But as we say that, Lethal with a double kill with a frag grenade takes out two members of Liquid, and then make that a third kill, going extremely clutch here. Lethal, the man we're looking to step up, answers the call.
Can't believe that Liquid wasn't watching in front of the base spawns, and it's unfortunate because, Spartan somehow getting a touch. That looked like it could have been a flag capture for Liquid, and you know what? It's still alive. This is going to go either way right now. Liquid, they get the touch, they're trying to relay it in, but if they get desperate, eventually it could be a return, as Lethal's still clutching it on over towards the car 1 area. If this gets returned again, it could eventually turn into a counter capture for OpTic Gaming. It does get returned 2-on-2 scenario as the Slays do get traded in, but what a flag return, and what a job by Lethal coming off the spawn and picking up those double kills. But again, Kyle, still teams not very aware of that front base spawn. Everyone focused on the bubble, everyone focused on underneath the base, but nobody is focused on bottom center to top center jump, and that's what Lethal did, and he did it very fast. Nobody from Liquid was expecting that.
Wow, and Stellar pushes back to try to clear out his own base, but I really do not like that play. Camo was up, flag was P1, and he had a teammate on red side pink, so I have no idea, maybe trying to respond to a one-shot call out, but they just let OpTic Gaming grab camo, grab the flag, pick up 2 kills, and take the lead.
Yeah, zero excuse to not at least add pressure onto that camo if you're Team Liquid. Now OpTic Gaming, they take control of this game, but it's been a real pleasure just to watch these two teams duke it out. Hope you guys are enjoying it at home or wherever you're watching, whether that's on mobile or not. Make sure that you guys tweet the stream out, twitch.tv/Halo. Also, you can tweet at us, hashtag HCS, at ESL Halo, at HCS. Try to get your tweets featured on the show. We're about halfway through the day. Not even quite yet, and we've already seen some phenomenal Halo.
Ooh, but look at this. Both flags are out. P-side the base. OpTic Gaming's got to be extremely careful to stay alive here. Royal 2, not disappointing, grabs himself a kill. Both flags right next to each other. P-side of Liquid's base. Now OpTic Gaming flag will be returned here. Lethal in another 1v1 battle. There's 3 members of Team Liquid below the base, or 2 members below the base here right now, looking to get this flag returned.
That thrust is going to give away Lethal's position. The grenade is going to come in. Eco drops him. That player across the map found out information. As you can see, Lethal was looking around towards the car area, trying to find out where that final guy was. He knew that 2 players were underneath the base, but OpTic Gaming, it reminds me of some of their previous CTF Truth games. Even though they weren't the most pretty games that OpTic Gaming's ever played, they executed on the flag runs, and that's all that matters. And a lot of the games that they have won have been at that 3-1 scoreline, so watch out for that. If you're Team Liquid, you have to get in right now and control the pink area of the map. You can see 3 players flooding in over towards the tunnel area. OpTic Gaming has the offense. Does Team Liquid have the defense? You can see 2 players trapped underneath the base. Frosty going for the assassination on the toilet area, not able to find it. Liquid does come off with the strong defensive stand, and now they're starting to push on over towards the OpTic Gaming base.
Yeah, we can see it is a numbers advantage right now for Liquid, as Sub-Zero did an amazing job staying alive front of the base, but OpTic Gaming, they're working on their defense here. We'll see if they're able to shut any of this down, and sure enough, they do. They pick up 2 kills while kind of being at a map location disadvantage here. Spartan, not sure where to look. There's so many members of OpTic all around him. Last 2 members are in the base. That is going to be full map control over here towards OpTic.
OpTic Gaming really outslaying Team Liquid at this point as well. Most kills in the game. Snakebite currently sitting at 18. Everybody past the double-digit mark. A very, very fast-paced game here in game number 4. Advantage on over to OpTic Gaming. 3 members of Team Liquid dead. The last guy is alive in the bubble. Is everyone going to spawn in the bubble, or are they going to get those front base spawns that Lethal had? Spartan, he's going to drop to Royal 2. This flag is fairly far. Snakebite just has to ground pound it in, and that's what he does. Game going on over to OpTic Gaming. They respond after game number 2 and take game number 3, 3-1.
Yeah, and that was a great win because, correct me if I'm wrong, Liquid was able to put in that first flag capture. So after an early lead for Team Liquid, it was all OpTic Gaming to close that one out. We take a look at the stats momentarily, and Tom, as you pointed out, that was the Slays overall benefiting OpTic Gaming here. And look at the number of assists. 16 from Frosty, 13 apiece for Lethal and Royal 2, and that's exactly why they were able to take that game.
No doubt about it, OpTic Gaming, they took that CTF Truth game just off of sheer willpower. They just forced themselves into Team Liquid's base. There was nothing that they could do to respond to the aggressiveness over and over again. Liquid, they were looking great in the first minute of the game, but OpTic Gaming, they responded immediately with a counter cap of their own, and then 2 in a row not to be responded by Team Liquid. They're in a great position now to try to secure this win, secure their 2nd seed, and then they can start focusing on scrims and getting ready for DreamHack.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like we said before in that pregame show, there is a lot on the line here as far as the seedings are determined, whether or not Liquid will be able to take any kind of seed or take that number 1 seed, number 2 seed over OpTic Gaming. But that does not look likely right now as they find themselves down 2-1. Will they be able to step it up here and at least send this into a game number 5?
I believe game number 4 is Eden Strongholds, which is a great game type to watch just in general, no matter who's playing. I think that Liquid has what it takes to push this to a game number 5. Do they have enough to take it and win game number 5? Possibly. They did very well in Rig Slayer, and if anything like we saw in the previous series where you had the objective games being won by one team, and then the Slayer games and the other objective, the third objective, being won by Envy, they ended up closing that series out just because of how strong they were in those particular game types. Didn't matter that they dropped those CTFs. They came out swinging in the other 3. Team Liquid has to get it going, though, because OpTic Gaming, they looked so strong towards the mid and tail end of that game. It seems like now their teamwork is starting to get a little bit more ahead of Team Liquid's. When we saw the one-on-ones and things like that were going 50-50 for either team, but it was the team shot that was the most impressive for Team Liquid. The team shot's still there, but it seems like the communication has stepped it up a notch on the side of OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, game number 4, Strongholds Eden, OpTic Gaming in the lead 2-1. Now we saw Stellar in particular have some amazing performances running Riot on this game type at DreamHack Atlanta, so we'll see if he's going to be the one to lead this Liquid squad to victory.
Frosty trying to make his way down towards bottom center. That overshield was burned. 3 kills going on over to Liquid, so that's a solid start. They also are going to burn the camo player, so even though it was staggered, it was 4 dead to start. 4 kills going on over to Team Liquid. I believe that's 0 on the side of OpTic Gaming. They just found their first one. Actually, Frosty has 1 kill total, so not what you were looking for from OpTic. Meanwhile, Liquid looking like very similar game 1 start. Are they going to be able to get 79 points or whatever is the start? Most likely not, but any type of lead, any type of setup against OpTic Gaming to start is a solid one.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're ever in the lead against OpTic Gaming, you're probably doing a few things pretty well or things right on your end. Royal 2 was able to find these rockets here, so he is playing this very carefully. He does not want to turn over this weapon, especially when control is already benefiting the Team Liquid squad.
Yeah, and pay attention right now if you are new to controlling the weapons, and watch how Royal 2 just takes his time. Where it seems like he's baiting his teammates, there are times that he's baiting his teammates. Seems like he's baiting the strongholds, there are times that he's baiting the strongholds, but he's doing it because he knows how important his life on the map is and how he can influence this game with his positioning, his shots, and the weapons that he has. That's a nice rocket right there onto Stellar. He's just locking down this blue bend area, waiting for more opportunities to come in. Any other player could potentially be charging towards the middle of the bridge right now, flying on over towards Red Nest. He's just waiting for his advantages, and then he's going to push them.
Yeah, and you can see Catwalk secured by OpTic Gaming, so the first time they're going to be putting points on the board. Spartan wants to go back, see if Royal 2 is still there with the rocket. Sure enough, he is, picks up that kill. Still 1 left in the chamber, puts that to use. So that is 2 kills, or 2 rocket kills onto Stellar alone.
And you don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out when Royal 2 gets the weapons in his hands, pay attention to what he's doing. Again, he slows it down, he doesn't panic, he waits for opportunities, and then he waits for players to come to him and make mistakes. Now it's another battle for the overshield, and he's still alive to help. And Snakebite is reaping the benefits off the decisions that he made previously for the last minute and a half. It all snowballs into this domino effect, and staying alive is the best thing that you can do when you have the weapons, and Royal 2 did that perfectly. Meanwhile, Liquid, they're in a pretty solid position based off the lead, but now they got to focus on getting Snakebite, because Snakebite has camo and rockets, and we got a tweet.
And he had the overshield initially, so yes, that tweet is coming in. Tough loss for Team Liquid. Stay positive, fight your way back. They are hearing your call. They are doing what they can, but Snakebite has something to say about that. In the last 30 seconds, he got the overshield, the camo, and the rockets here for OpTic Gaming.
And one of the things to keep in mind is you can't overlook the fact that now OpTic Gaming has the exact time on when the overshield and the camo is. So when it comes to fighting for those again, they're going to have the advantage on when to position themselves and when to exactly pick that up. A Hail Mary grenade coming in. Do they get the reset out over towards Red Nest? That is absolutely huge, Kyle. Snakebite all the way across the map, getting a kill and helping get a reset and controlling a stronghold of his own.
Yeah, so Snakebite talking to his team says, don't worry guys, I'll capture Blue Bend and I'll kill the guy over at Nest with no angles across the map here. And sure enough, he does exactly that. Tom, how many kills and who is standing out now? Because Snakebite's got to be one of them.
Snakebite and Royal 2 sitting at 8 kills total. Again, Snakebite, he tweeted out the other day, he's been teaming with Royal 2 since I believe 2011. These guys have been the duo for quite some time, really reaping the benefits of that, especially in Halo 5, continuing to build on to what they have built. Team Liquid, they have to get it going here towards the tail end of this game. Rockets, you just heard they're up. Overshield, they're going to have the time on that if they're OpTic. Keep in mind, they picked up the previous camouflage as well. Blue Bend, it's not going to be contested in time by Stellar, and he's going to get dropped by Snakebite as well. Meanwhile, the rich get richer as Lethal finds overshield and rockets. Camouflage is going to be popping up even sooner. Liquid, they are on the ropes.
Yeah, and the best part about that is just how confident Lethal is and how calm he was in that rocket play. A lot of people might have shot a rocket, taken away their own overshield, but Lethal just backed up, stayed alive, put one perfectly timed rocket to take out Smart.
And he's still doing work on over towards Red, trying to get these players out of the Red Nest. I believe he has one more rocket, but has to fly in there before that. Going for the triple kill, is able to execute it, but does get Spartan charged by... Well, if Spartan charges you, is it just a charge, or is it a Spartan squared charge, or is it a Spartan charge?
You know, Tom, that is a question that I think we have to take to Twitter, because I cannot answer that one. But Frosty now with the camo here, focusing on the Blue Bend, and will go ahead and get a reset as Stellar has to run away from the hill. 81-28. We saw OpTic Gaming from behind overcome a lead like this, but is Team Liquid going to be able to do the same thing? It is not looking quite as likely.
That's why that first loss is just so devastating, because you go from potentially being up 2-0 with all this momentum in the world to now being down 2-1 in the series, on the verge of being, I want to say sent home, but I know they're already home, but not getting second place is what they're on the verge of getting.
Yeah, exactly here. So 94 with the triple cap, Tom. A reset coming in top catwalk. That's going to be all she wrote. What was a great stand from Team Liquid. Good performances in each individual game. Just not going to be enough to tackle the powerhouse of OpTic Gaming. And that's going to essentially secure your top 2 spots, or the top 4 spots are now going to be locked in.
Yeah, and it's pretty predictable on who those top 4 were going to be. We just didn't know what place they were going to fall into. OpTic Gaming with a strong performance here against Team Liquid. And hey, Pistola, good predictions, my man.
Yeah, actually, Pistola, the Wizards, just coming out and nailing the predictions. Spot on here. Taking a look at these stats here, no surprise. Royal 2, Snakebite doing monstrous things. Frosty with a lot of assists that game. Lethal 11 and 10 still positive here. As we move across the board, you can just see strongholds captured. So even more in favor of Liquid than OpTic, but they weren't able to hold those setups like we saw in the stronghold secured and stronghold defenses really point that out.
Well, not only that, but power weapon kills 8-0 in favor of OpTic Gaming. And then when you take a look at power weapon kills and power up pickups, it wasn't even close from the beginning of the game. So many camos, so many overshields, so many advantages that Liquid found it nearly impossible to fight back from that. And when you're on the verge of, you know, taking down this series as the final series that you're going to play, and you're OpTic Gaming and you're not happy even with being in second place, that's a scary team to go up against.
That is a very scary team to go up against. So obviously, big congratulations here to Team OpTic.